Right, it is the 4th day of November 2022. Welcome to Newsfeed right here at TV 47. Now, the big question has always been who will save the Kenyan football scene? We're about to know all that today, where Babu Namwamba, the CS Sports, is meeting FKF officials. And our very own Dennis Otieno is there and he'll be updating us on all that. But before then, let us take a look at what is happening in the country. My name is Stanley Mirungita. Now, President William Ruto has promised to strengthen the judiciary to ensure better service delivery to Kenyans. The president was speaking during the launch of the State of the Judiciary and Administration of Justice report, where Chief Justice Martha Koome said the move will reduce the backlog of cases in the courts,
significantly reducing case completion and reinforcing internal political party dispute resolution mechanisms. The judiciary is enhancing public trust through vigorous public engagements under a shared leadership model.
The low budgetary allocation has affected critical projects and activities. It is with this in mind that I gave the undertaking, and which I repeat, to enhance annual allocation to the judiciary for the next 5 years in an effort to mitigate the opportunity cost of accrued shortfalls. And since we have the other arms of government represented here, we have committed to increase the budgetary allocation to the judiciary by 3 billion shillings every year to make sure that we build the necessary infrastructure.
Having witnessed the revolutionary potential of the Small Claims Court over the last 1 year, we project that if we have in place 100 small claims courts operationalized in the country, this will mark a turning point for the efficiency of the justice sector. In fact, if we get adequate support, we think of having a night shift operation, what the governor was talking about, with some adjudicators sitting from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Nairobi and Mombasa cities, which would be a first for any public sector institution in Kenya and regionally.
I want to confirm here today that the President, our boss, in his wisdom, has placed the function of coordinating independent offices and constitutional commissions in my office, not for the purpose of interfering with whatever you do, but for the very purpose of providing a facilitative and supportive role to your work.
And now in matters politics, members of the parliament, allied to the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, have lashed at Azimio party leader Raila Odinga, telling him to keep off government affairs. The MPs led by National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah said Raila is to blame for the country's economic mess, telling him not to interfere with the government economic agenda.
It is quite disturbing to watch the Azimio la Umoja leader, Mr. Raila Odinga, yesterday talk about the economic situation in the country. Well, we allowed Mr. Odinga for taking his rightful role in the opposition to check the Kenya Kwanza administration. We also asked him to be sincere in his criticism. It is in Odinga's admission that the Kenya Kwanza administration has inherited a dilapidated economy from the Jubilee administration. The Azimio leader stated, and I quote, "When NARC took over power in 2003, the economy was worse off than what UDA has inherited from Jubilee." What Mr. Odinga is not telling Kenyans is he was at the center of the Jubilee administration, courtesy of the handshake deal of 2018. Therefore, he should be the last person to give us a lecture on how to drive or revive the economy. He abandoned his oversight role as opposition and became part of government. The plunder of public coffers, mismanagement of the economy, and state capture, agents ran amok under Odinga's watch. He was a cheerleader of the merchants of corruption and the godfather of economic ruin in the country. Well, Odinga claims NARC took over an economy that was in shambles compared to what Kenya Kwanza has inherited. We want to remind Mr. Odinga that he is suffering from selective amnesia. NARC came into power after a 24-year reign of the late retired President Daniel Moi. Ironically, it only took less than 5 years for the handshake-led government to sink the country's economy into a bottomless pit that now the Kenya Kwanza administration is crawling out of. And Odinga wants to draw parallels between these two. How do you compare 24 years to less than 5 years of economic mismanagement? Yours, Mr. Odinga, was oversighting a high-stakes criminal enterprise. In less than 5 years, the country's economy has been left in shambles. And we agree, the late retired President Mwai Kibaki rebuilt the economy of our country from ruins, and in 2013, the then President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, now President, built on that strong foundation laid by President Mwai Kibaki. But when Mr. Odinga edged out President Ruto from government, the economy went into...
And definitely expect an extensive coverage of that in a subsequent 7 and 9 p.m. bulletins by Elizabeth Mutuku. And away from that, President William Ruto is expected to tour Nakalei area in Turkana County tomorrow, this being his first visit since he was sworn in as president. County leaders have praised President Ruto's move to visit Turkana County, saying it is a unique way for the head of state to discuss and solve the security problem at the borders of Turkana, West, Pokot and Baringo counties and restore unity in those areas.
Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, will be visiting Turkana County tomorrow, Saturday, and is coming to address issues on the ravaging drought and insecurity. We take this opportunity to welcome the President to Turkana County. Also take this earliest opportunity to thank the President of Kenya, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, PhD, for nominating Right Honorable Geoffrey Eyanaka Ituko as Principal Secretary in the Department of Labor and Skills Development.
Tunaomba mambo ya usalama aangalie sana, kwa sababu sisi kama wafugaji watu wetu wanateseka kwa sababu ya usalama. Majirani yetu wanatatisa shughuli zetu ya kufanya biashara, ya kulinda mifugo zetu kwa sababu ya usalama. Tunaomba kabisa uangalie hiyo jambo sana.
Now to some matters of flora and fauna, Kilifi County government has banned the exportation of baobab trees abroad, saying it is a threat not only for the environment but also our traditional heritage. This comes after reports emerged that mature baobab trees worth 100,000 to 300,000 Kenyan shillings were shipped out of the country. The baobab plant is medicinal. According to research, only 32 countries in Africa plant baobab trees.
Baobab hasa ni kwa sababu ile baobab iliyoko Malindi pale Pwani Beach ndio maskani yetu na ndio mahali ambapo mara nyingi tunakwenda kubarizi na kufunga upepo. Mibuyu ni miti ambayo ina faida nyingi sana katika jamii yetu. Ukizingatia hivi sasa imekuja kugundulika kwamba mabuyu yamekuwa ni dawa kubwa sana katika mwili wa mwanadamu. Ni dawa za sukari, ni dawa za pressure, ni dawa za magonjwa tofauti wataalamu wameweza kubainisha hayo yetu. Kwa hiyo twalaani vikali sana wale watu ambao wanakiuka na wanakwenda kinyume na kulinda mazingira. Kemea kitendo cha watu kuuza mibuyu na kuitransport na kuisafirisha ile mibuyu, kama habari ambazo tunazisikia hivi sasa ya kwamba kuna watu wanachukua mibuyu na wanaiuza na inasafirishwa na kwenda ngambo.
We are foreseeing a scenario that at the coast area there will be no more baobab tree because of this exportation of this baobab. It doesn't mean, or with that action of exporting those baobab, it means that we don't need those baobab, of which they are very, very important commodity, especially to the people or locals here. It's a source of income, it's a business activity or idea, so there is no need of exporting this baobab. But what we should do it's ensuring that we plant more. As we know, this baobab tree take long to grow and take long to mature and getting those fruits. Lazy because we don't want to plant and wait for all that period of time that it will have grown fully to mature and give out fruit. So we urge them to take the seedlings and go plant on wherever they want to, rather than exporting what we have. Let our people enjoy the fruits of their labor.
And at the same time, a section of Kirinyaga MCA is now on the appointment of Caroline Nyawira Murage as Correction Services Principal Secretary, revoked, saying it is unconstitutional. The MCAs under the UDA party umbrella said the appointee is the wife to a sitting UDA member of parliament from the county, and it is unfair to make such appointments. Led by Kabare, a member of the county assembly, Dr. Isaiah Mbogo, the leaders lamented that the county has several educated and well-experienced men and women who can be appointed in the government and not members of one family.
I know His Excellency the President of Republic of Kenya. Ni jina tu aliona ya Kirinyaga, lakini hakuwa mwambia ni jina ya bibi yake. Kwa hivyo sasa tunataka kumwambia hiyo ni jina ya bibi yake, and there is no way the MP oversight can have his wife as a PS. Atamuoversightia wapi? Atakuwa tu anafichia mambo chini. Kwa hivyo hiyo kiti ipewe a woman, a lady. Hata atoke ndia, bora ametoka Kirinyaga, hatuna shida. Na MP anapendwa na watu sababu alichaguliwa. Kama hakupendwa angechaguliwa. Anyang'anyo sababu ni bibi ya mtu. Lazima anyang'anyo ipewe mtu mwenye anafaa. Na ipewe hasula. Si ati yeye ni huyu mtu ni MP. Haya, mke wake akue ni share wa transport. Haya, nani yake ni nominated MCA, ule mwingine kazini yake ako sijui wapi, ako Kerugoya, Kianyaga, na hiyo regime ilikuwa tu hivi. Sasa sisi tunaudhika sababu unajua sisi wote sasa ukisema Kirinyaga we are almost 700 voters here. Na sasa kusema jamii moja ndio itafanya uongozi huku Kirinyaga.
Right now to some sad news. Migori County residents are still reeling in shock after a machete-wielding gang attacked and killed 2 men in Suna West, according to Suna West Sub-County Police Commander Elizabeth Wakuloba. The 2 were attacked at Maranatha Faith Assembly's church at the wee hours of the night. Wakuloba says the 3 men were armed with pangas and crude weapons, entered and attacked a security guard and a worker at the church. The security guard died on the spot, while the second victim died while receiving treatment in hospital.
Conspiracy of silence, wewe unajua mali mhalifu yuko na wewe hausemi hata kisiri kwa serikali, tafadhali unatuumiza sana. I'm sure somebody has a clue about those who did it. Today it may be those people who were hurt or killed at Maranatha. Tomorrow it will be you and another person will keep quiet.
Ikiwezekana kutembea, maana hata leo nimeenda police station na nimekaa tangu saa 7:15 mpaka saa 9 ndio ninakutana na askari na ni katika kituo chenyewe. Maana hii inaonyesha ni udhaifu tuko nao na maeneo yetu ya ulinzi. Ninaomba imarisho iwezekane na kuwe na kuimarisha ulinzi wa Migori. Maana ni juzi tu hapa juu kwetu kwa hoteli wameua mlinzi. Ni juzi tu tena wameiba kwa kanisa lingine wakakata askari.
Now, the national government, through the National Housing Corporation, NHC, is set to launch the construction of 400 affordable housing units to house people living in informal settlements in Homa Bay town. The construction of the housing units is expected to be launched by President William Ruto. Now, Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga and the NHC board chairman Ngene Gituku signed an agreement on construction of the houses of the governor's office, saying they are going to build quality affordable houses which will enable residents live in a conducive environment.
And how close it is to their hearts. This initiative is even supported by the Assembly.
Begin with 110 units being done under Sector A, with the first 110 houses. The groundbreaking will happen later this month, and that is what I think the chairman and the MD have both said. His Excellency the President will be coming to launch. I want to call upon local residents to start preparing to raise bids to buy these houses. These houses will be bought by ourselves to NHC and to the contractor who will come, that our local young people should be given priority for recruitment as workers and suppliers of building materials into the project. We already discussed.
It's a sign that this agreement is testament read by the Governor, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga, have shown their willingness and determination in ensuring that this project is finalized and becomes a success. As we work together to house the people of Homa Bay, we expect to achieve a effect whereby increased production of housing units will stimulate demand and further enhance other economic.
Well, let's cross over to Machakos County now and matters climate change, where the residents have been asked to plant trees as one of the immediate solutions to combat climate change. Speaking during the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the Environmental Court, Judge Annette Nyukuri explained that the Environmental Court has been of great help in resolving environment and land cases in the country, and that the nation is in a good legal situation regarding environmental matters.
So that one day, when we live here, when Judge Pira and I will say, at least there were some two lady judges here who did what? Who ensured that there were trees. So that we for sure will say that there will be rain. If you give us space to plant, we'll continue planting trees. Because this is, it's not ending here, it's something we want to do continuously.
It's also a good thing that we are doing it out of the ordinary by remembering to planting trees. It's a good gesture, which is also connected to the land court. And as we celebrate, I ask that we go home having learned something about the environment.
Right, and switching gears now to matters education, and the Education CS Ezekiel Machogu has assured the country that there will be no exam leakage as learners continue to prepare for the end-of-year national exams. Speaking after attending the CBC task force meeting in Nanyuki, the CS said that the 2 people arrested over exam malpractice is a clear indicator that the ministry is keen on protecting the credibility of exams in Kenya. On transition of junior secondary school by the grade 6 pupils, Machogu said that the CBC task force will give an initial report on public participation, which will inform on where the new classrooms will be domiciled.
We have come up with all the national arrangements for the 3 exams that we are undertaking this year, which are starting with the effect of 21st of November this year. The security arrangements and manning of exams, we have all those arrangements in place, and there is something you might have seen about 2 weeks ago where 3 guys, one of them being a university student, were actually caught red-handed sharing bogus examination papers. I want to assure Kenyans that all the papers that our students and the pupils are going to do in this year's exam are intact. Nothing has ever been interfered with. And the 3 characters that were arrested by the CID, we have taken the matter to court.
And still on matters education, the ministry has expressed its concern about the rising cases of teenage pregnancies in Laisamis constituency, Marsabit County. According to Laisamis Sub-County Commissioner Langat Bosak, a large number of students have dropped out of school due to the drought ravaging the area. The commissioner has asked the parents and stakeholders in the education sector to make sure that the students return to school.
Mambo ya teenage pregnancy kwanza inatusumbua sana kabisa. Tuko na shida na hiyo. Kwa sababu there are a lot of cases now And even some are going to a very bad level, where children are now doing abortion, a very bad level. So we are asking our area leaders, also the administration, the national government administration, to help us so that these children can continue learning.
Tunataka wote warudi shule na waje kwenda kuiba ng'ombe na kusumbua watu wengine. Sawa sawa? Na hata nyinyi mukikuwa musikubali kuwa moran. Sawa sawa?
Na tunaona ni heri kusimama na wanafunzi ili kuhakikisha kwamba masomo inaendelea, kwa sababu unajua nguzo wa maisha ni masomo. Na bila masomo ikiwa imesitishwa na janga la njaa itakuwa ni kitu mbaya katika.
And to matters business now, and small and medium enterprises, SMEs have been urged and challenged to tap into the rich tourism and agricultural sector in Kilifi County, which has a high potential for development. Economic experts have urged locals to be proactive instead of waiting for foreigners or people from the diaspora to invest in Kenya. Kilifi residents have also been advised to build their business enterprises and generate wealth. In matters tourism, the traders have been advised to take advantage of the tourism revival strategy to team up and look for funding from financial institutions and buy the resorts which closed down during the COVID-19 pandemic that greatly affected the tourism industry, which was the main economic pillar for the county.
This appeals to you. I would encourage you to listen more to the farmers in Kilifi, because I was heartbroken. Not this season, but during Corona season, I was here. We spent the whole Corona period here. And when it came to harvest, it was a bumper harvest. And I saw farmers upon farmers waste thousands of tons of pineapples. Maybe nobody may know exactly how to deal with it, but with all the expertise and the international networks of the financial institutions, maybe a partnership could be made to help these farmers be able to value add and store for posterity, so that if I'm not able to sell my pineapples today, they can still be relevant in 2 or 3 years' time.
We do know the struggles that the tourism industry have had, but look, today we have an opportunity to be very creative. Today we had in the room somebody talking about Airbnb. How can we move in that direction? How can we support you in being able to buy properties where you can be able to earn? How can we be able to help you revamp your business, your tourism business, and the supportive businesses? The most exciting for us